So, this war's about to get a lot more complicated as we start in Africa. Um, so essentially, the Algerian government is about to collapse because they've lost pretty much all of Algeria, apart from, well, about 10 people live here, mate. Um, so under the pressure, they finally agree to what country? The Nairobi, how do you call it? The Nairobi conference. All the African nations here that were in the faction went to it, and it was basically, should we unionize the whole of Africa? Um, Libya essentially agreed because they were just a puppet the whole time. So Libya agrees to unification, and they join the CCR. Nigeria agrees to unification because they've been under heavy CCR influence pretty much their whole existence as a communist nation. Egypt, which is effectively just Sudan at this point, sees no other choice but to surrender their liberties for now. Oh yeah, that'll be a problem, won't it? Oh my goodness. Actually, I don't like Egypt joining, so I really don't want it. Egypt, stay out of it. Ethiopia, stay out of it. There's South Africa, who are dealing with having to deal with like 30 different languages, big racism issues, pretty much economic collapse because this is the only part of their country that's really helpful, isn't it? It's the only part of their country actually producing anything of value, maybe some more, some value up here in terms of rubber plantations, I'm pretty sure. And they don't have much of a national identity, maybe some a South African one, but the rest of it don't, so they don't particularly care. So they joined the CCR, which will soon be named something else, don't you worry. So they agree to join. And as I did say, Algeria will join, didn't I? Yes, because their government's about to collapse, as I said formally. And then the CCR, so the conference is over. Is Egypt and Ethiopia need to not to join. Then the CCR, now called the United African Communist Republics. Oh no, it says the Maoist Republics now. UAMR, United African Maoist Republics. So now the UAMR said to Ethiopia and Egypt, "We'll kick you out of the faction if you don't join up." They value their liberties, and they said okay, and they branched off. They went over to Russia with their tail between their legs and said, "Hey, can we join you?" And then Russia, no, because you're at war with the West right now. So if you make some sort of deal with the West, then yes, you can join us. So Ethiopia and Egypt have realised it's either invasion by the UAMR or a piece of the West, and they chose to stay communist and took a piece of the West. This peace will not come cheaply, however. The British demanded compensation for the attack on the Suez, as well as the whole of the, I don't know why I said just the British, but it was mainly the British there. And that compensation was they got a bit more of their land back from the North Saharan, but they lost their Mediterranean and Red Sea holdings down to here, and that is integrated into the British Egypt here. Well, it was the British Suez, now it's British Egypt again. So British Empire hasn't set yet. Some of Britain hasn't set on it properly. Well, obviously it's a stupid little island. I mean, like in actual terms of colonies, they still have Malaysia, Egypt, and Canada. So they're probably the healthiest colonial empire out there right now, or the only one, actually. They're about to be the only one left apart from America. France lost Madagascar. Wow, that's sad. In real life, it was Portugal. From Europe. Yes, sorry. What was I saying? Hold on, sorry, it's actually important business. Cool. Anyways, yep. So there the concession is made, and peace is brought to Egypt, and with Ethiopia, the hand over. Not no. So the trade was, if you give us Djibouti back, the Americans said. If you give us Djibouti back, we'll only trade. We will not take all of Somalia. We'll just take Somaliland, and you will give independence. No, you won't give independence to South Sudan. So that'll be stupid because they'll just get attacked again. Oh my goodness, is there a rule at all? Oh no, no there is. No, you must be joking me. I just got pranked. So they only take Somaliland, but like a bit less of it, because I want the borders to look a bit cooler. It would have been straight line outs, because colonial borders. Anyways, so the West pull out of the Horn of Africa. Apart from Socotra, they see Socotra off Arabia, I'm pretty sure, who owned it. Okay, so what's going on here? Oops. This needs to go down. Cool. Oh my goodness, my day's being ruined. Please. How am I getting griefed by a stupid pen tool? So yeah, they took Socotra off Arabia. This is integrated into America, Middle East, just given back to the British for pretty much carrying African front apart from America. But then, anyways, on to the next order of business. The UAMR integrates West Africa, the remainder of Western Sahara, and Guinea-Bissau, which I said now the British are the last ones, into them because the former governments had almost no support. So just set up by the West to gain influence in the area. Apart from Morocco's, but Western Sahara was never Moroccan, it was Spanish, then American. So, but Morocco still holds on up here, obviously. They're not integrated yet, they still have lots of national identity. Let's say they cut the board. Oh yeah, I can just draw here, can't I? Unless the map doesn't recognise Western Sahara, but it does. I don't know why I'm being so slow today, I'm very tired. So that'll probably be why I'm so slow today. Oh, straight. Can we do it? Yes. I really did it. So now I've got to reverse engineer this a bit. No, I don't need to at all. It's not difficult. Come on, just get rid of this. I want to move on to other things. I need to lose the war. So yeah. And the UAMR now realizing, hey, China's going to abandon us. We lost loads of our allies. Maybe we can make a separate piece of the West and keep our liberties. Oh my goodness. This type of stuff I've got to deal with, man. So another faction is significantly weaker. The West might be able to accept a peace deal with them. And they bring this forward to them. They say we can release Tunisia, maybe back to France, and release Libya, but keep Algeria, and then we will have peace. Because let's be honest, do you really want to walk through the whole of Africa? And they said to the communists, we haven't really done much to you in terms of fighting at all. In terms of, actually we've done nothing in terms of fighting you at all. Apart from some one failed naval invasion of Madagascar. So do you want to just sign a peace with us and have not much else to worry about? And and Russia already facing extreme economic downturn, agreed, and they speak for their whole faction because half is their puppets anyways. And they need to deal with Poland in a bit, which they're gonna need the money for, so they say yes. So Tunisia is, so they make peace with Russia, and the Tunisia is released. Not under any specific. Oh no, here's a better idea. Why not just make it Libya, Tunisia, one less country to worry about. Mildly realistic, and it can join the ITO with lots of economic support from them. There you go, good idea. This video is strung together with glue, I'm gonna be honest. I'm writing it down for the past few. I just want to play some Minecraft or something, because I don't really play that much anymore. Oh, this is a very long border. So yeah, that's not good for the Chinese, who are now backstabbed, but let's be honest, they backstab the Africans first by not helping them. So what goes around comes around. You reap what you sow, as they say. Yes. No, they are still on the same side. I need to join the ITO. I need to join the ITO. Which now rebranded to International Treaty Organization. Probably did that a while ago, but I'm only just mentioning it. Yep. And now it's just China. And now this World War is looking a lot more even. At the same time this is happening, Russia is putting millions of men into the field to try crush the Chinese as fast as possible. I mean more than millions, millions more. Yes. So pushing back past Big Lake, I forget the name of, back into Mongolia and Xinjiang. But it's a more strategic retreat than the Chinese and anything, because they're getting attacked in the west now, of course. They probably give up their allies in India, and Australia managed to liberate their islands down here. And at this point the Malayans gain independence themselves, and they declare independence from Britain, and let's say the West sweep through Indonesia a bit more. And just finish it off. I should finish it off for convenience sake. And then it's pretty much the state of the war right now. Obviously not very favourable to the Chinese, and the Chinese just do a strategic surrender so they can make on good terms. I say on good terms. So let's see what these terms are by deleting all this first. There's so many colours and give me a headache. And I say the Western operation in China expanded a lot more, so I kind of feel about it. Oh, no, I could do afterwards. I meant to do an Arabian revolt during it, but it'll make sense to do it afterwards as well, I guess. It's so much stuff to do. I'm very busy, man. Okay, so peace terms in China. Alright, you ready for this? I'm gonna speedrun it because I have other things to do in this video. So we have, make sure I'm still recording after this. Yes, cool. We have Mongolia is released into a loyalist, Stalinist, I think Russia still, would that make sense? A loyalist communist government to Russia. Yep. Just gotta get there first, you know. Another day in office. Since India just accepted a white peace, Pakistan did a white peace, and I say Southeast Asia, they all relied on China, so they fell with China, right? I kind of been a bit weird about this. They fell as well. I didn't cover it. There you go, cool. So we have a loyalist Mongolia back. So that's pretty exciting stuff. We have a Tibet being released. Let's see if I can get these borders right. I mean, they have like loose claim to lots of stuff here, anyways. So let's say that Tibet is like this here. I'm gonna say the language border or whatever, culture border changed over time. And we have a Xinjiang. Probably drawn horribly, so I don't really look at the Xinjiang borders very much. Nah, that was go out more. I'm saying. Well, there's some colonial treaty, let's be real, it's the West. Honestly, used to this. Oh well. You see their architecture, probably can't draw a peace deal too well. So that's the state of China after this. This is they're both released as communist puppets. And our Russia is pretty much safeguarded from China, apart from up here in Manchuria. If you want Manchuria, don't worry, man, I'm about to do that. And we have a smaller amount of Manchuria being released than what the Japanese took over 40 years beforehand at this point. But they want to isolate Korea from the Chinese. They don't want to get in hold of that again. Lots of resources, lots of manpower. And the Russians take over this bit of Manchuria. So actually, let's make them take more, because they did lose millions to Chinese. They won't be harsh with it. They got a big chunk of Manchuria. Pretty much, that's all of Manchuria, isn't it? Oh no, probably. And at this point, they take over Korea and integrate it into Manchuria, and it's called the. What next, I'll say the King Commune. That will make sense. It has to do with the monarchy. So you got a better name. Drop in the comments. But yeah. Oh, so that's a very much weakened China now, but it was still a communist one. India's accepted the white peace, and so did Pakistan, so they stay intact. But Afghanistan had a communist government installed, they couldn't exactly. Oh, they're still communist either way, but a loyalist Russian one installed. As I said, Malaysia declared independence. What did the West get, you may be thinking? Well, the West did in fact get. Well, they got the Africa stuff down, so we'll say that first. Obviously, we have already covered that. Vietnam and Cambodia are released with ITO loyalist governments put in place. Well, I say ITO loyalists, next episode you'll see something else to do with that, but they don't join the ITO yet for a reason I'll cover next episode, so I want to do it in detail instead of rushing it. But they're both released from China. And Indonesia, ITO, but same reason as thingy, I don't want to cover it. But they're released. And Arabia are taken over by America, but I'll cover that next episode, I don't want to rush it now. It was yes. Goodbye, my good friends.